Welcome back to the Culture of Currency, where today we get to go into a really cool topic, and that is my monetization journey. I know a lot of you watching have YouTube channels because you're in the community and or you want to create a YouTube channel, and so I thought I'd talk about my journey for a second to where I got monetized. I'm going to tell you right now, it was not an easy task, one that definitely took a long time, but there's some things that I learned and some things that might help you. But as you see, in my first month, I made $56.13, but only some of that is ad revenue. In fact, this is a little bit over my first month. But if you want to know what I make every single month from here on out, remember that I am giving away 10% of my ad revenue in Silver monthly. So if you want to track along, even if you're not a Silver YouTube person, just to see as I grow what I'm doing, then this is a perfect thing for you to just tag along with, so that you can track progress to see where you're kind of at and see if it makes sense based on where I'm at. So as you can see, I started this in basically December 30th of 2019, right? And I had a lot of nothing for a while, and then you see all the way over here when things started to pick up. There were moments in between where things got a little bit better when I got picked up by a couple of people, but it did take me 3 years. As you see, I have 2.1 thousand subscribers, and I didn't get paid until very, very recently. But let's go ahead and kind of talk about how I got here in the last year, because that's what you have to do, is get your 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers in a single year. So as you can see, the views don't really matter as long as the hours get you there, basically. And you obviously need the subscribers, but the subscribers always come first. So I had probably close to 2,000 subscribers before I got monetized, just to give you an idea. But it wasn't here until January 5th where things started to turn around. As you can see, a big jump happened there. When I go to these watch hours, you can kind of see what I was averaging per day when I go slow. I had a really, really big jump, and then it went back down. As you can see, there were a couple of times where I almost gave up, 3 or 4 in fact, but we kept pushing through. And you can see right here, my watch hours started to really hit. And when you do the math, you realize that if you were to average, say, roughly 11 watch hours a day per year, then you would hit that 4,000 watch hour mark. Subscribers, there was even a day here where I had 98 subscribers in a single day. We can go over that if we need to. And then obviously there's our estimated review. So when we talk about these metrics, how did I change what I was doing to get where I was? So I started to get into the YouTube Shorts, which didn't really do a lot for me in the watch hours, but what it did do is expose me to a wider audience, so my subscriber base went up dramatically. And when that started to happen, my watch hours started to go up quite a bit. I was averaging probably 2 to 3 hours a day, and it shot up to probably around 8 hours a day. And then we had a big change. When we get into December and January, I'm a school teacher, and so I had Christmas break. I could focus on some content there. We had a big jump, and I started to see that if I were to post 3 times a week, at least try to do that, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then there was a big difference in the way that YouTube pushed my content out. My content is not necessarily the most clickbait worthy in my sector, but it is one that I never had exposure comparative to other people within our niche. But once I started to post 3 times a week on average, YouTube really liked that, and they started to push my content more, and that got me in front of many more eyeballs, which meant many more subscribers. So if I were to give you any advice, I would say get your subscriber base to be about 400 or so. whether it's through shorts or long form content. And then once you've got yourself established in your niche, then start posting content 3 times weekly. And then you will see the algorithm pick you up and start pushing you over and over and over. And then when you start to do that, you will start to see reactions in your content based on elements and themes that are very, very popular. And once you find those elements and themes, you can really push those and use all of the other things that you do as ancillary parts of your channel. So on our channel, we do silver coins. That's kind of our thing. And in doing that, in fact, here, as you see, we have silver coins. That's what we do on this channel, if you are not aware. I usually do world bullion silver, but got into generic as well. And that was something that our community really liked, is that I was able to create a whole system of data that we're not really out there on YouTube, where I'm comparing $100 of generic bullion versus $100 of premium bullion and silver, and kind of tracking all of the metrics involved to see which one is best for viewers in their given situations. And I also am big on telling the stories of history and culture behind silver coins, so that when you look at a coin, you see a people, a nation, a species, whatever it is that they're highlighting. So that being said, I figured out an area that wasn't really getting a lot of exposure, and that is where I focused. And it's really, really nice to have a passion in it as well, because when times suck and they're hard, that's going to be what kind of keeps you doing it. Because here's the other thing I've learned about YouTube, is that the real big factor is your ability to stick with it. I cannot tell you how many times I looked into it, and it was just like, if you just keep posting, just keep doing it, it could take you 5 years. But there's a law of averages that says, basically, as your subscriber metrics go up and people are enjoying your content, all that it will need is time to get from a 365 perspective to get those 4,000 watch hours. So that being said, for me, it was 3 years. And yes, there was many, many times that I probably didn't put into it as much as I should have. There were times where I kind of sat it down for a couple of months when I had a couple of kids being born and moving into new houses and things like that. But that was just because of the situation I was in. That being said, that's kind of what got me to monetization. And in my first month, like I said, I actually made around $45. I know it's reflective of 56 here as an estimate, but that's a few days behind, and it's outside of my first month. My first month was April 4th to May 4th, and we're here on the 6th. So that being said, that's kind of where I'm at. It is my hope that obviously over time it grows, but that's just an idea and an understanding of where we are currently. So YouTube paid me roughly $46 month one, and they won't send out a check until it reaches 100. So probably next month I will be getting a check, my first check from YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.